I love using hotkeys for everything. Most of the time I spend is video editing, so I use a lot of Control C, Control V, Control X. So if you're anything like me, you probably want to assign hotkeys to these Photoshop commands that are linked with Flix. Well, now you can do that in Flix 6.3.3. So I'm going to show you how to install those and assign hotkeys. The first thing you want to do is go into Flix and go to the preferences for Photoshop. And just make sure you've got the latest plugin installed for Photoshop. So I'm going to click install, and it's going to ask me for administrator privileges. If you don't have administrator privileges on your machine, then just speak to your IT administrator and they will be able to help you with this. When you install this plugin, you'll need to restart Photoshop. Okay, now that we're back in Photoshop, if I go up into this little hamburger menu here, you'll see that there's a new option, which is Enable Flix Hotkeys. So I'm going to click on that, and this is all really easy. It's done for you mostly. It tells you what's going to happen. So after you click OK, it's going to open up two windows. You're going to have to copy one folder into another folder and then restart Photoshop. It's really that simple. So let's test that out. These are the two windows that it pops up for you. This is a temp directory that the hotkeys folder gets copied into. So if you're like me and you want to work totally non-destructively, then I'll just copy that. But you can cut it and you can move it. It won't make a difference because it's already been copied into that directory. And you're going to copy it into this folder, which is the scripts folder within Photoshop. So just to show you the file path, because it might be different on your machine. Mine is just in the normal sort of program files, Adobe, Photoshop, presets, and then it's in scripts. So it goes in that folder. So I've already got it copied. I'm going to Control V. Again, you need administrator privileges to actually do this. And that's done. I can close these two windows now. I'm not going to restart Photoshop just yet because I want to show you where those hotkeys end up. So if I go into Edit and then Keyboard Shortcuts, I drop down the File menu. This is where all of the hotkeys have been assigned. So I'm going to scroll all the way down to Scripts. So this section here, this is where all of these will appear. They haven't appeared there yet because I haven't restarted Photoshop yet. So I'm going to restart Photoshop. Okay, now that we've got Photoshop back open, we can go into Edit, Keyboard Shortcuts, drop down this File menu, and scroll all the way down to Scripts. And now you can see that this has been populated with all of these commands. So we can go about assigning hotkeys now to these commands. One that's really common is probably New Template, which you might be using a lot. So let's go ahead and assign Control N to that and click Accept. Okay. Actually, just to show you, there may be cases where you find a conflict. So let's do that. Let's say current image. So let's say Control Alt C. Now it's already in use by image canvas size. Okay, I don't really care about that because I don't use that. I'm using templates. So I'm going to say accept. And that's gone ahead and overwritten that previous hotkey. So now Alt Control C or Control Alt C will only do the current image action. So let's test that out. I know that Control N is for new template, so Control N, and that's created a new template in 1.77 to 1. Just as a little test, I'm going to change the aspect ratio to something that I'm not using, 2.39 to 1, and do Control N again, and there we go. It's created a new template in that aspect ratio. If for some reason I forgot what my hotkeys were, I can go up to File, down to Scripts, and then here they all are. They're all listed there with the relevant hotkeys assigned to them. So if I wanted to click on that, it still creates a new template. And that's how you assign hotkeys in Photoshop. Very, very easy. Thanks very much for watching, and all of this will be in the documentation as well.